Alright guys, I've got a little bit of homework for next Tuesday. I need you to go out with one of these containers. I've sent you 2 in your kit. You can go with both of them if you'd like. And I'd like you to collect some samples from your local pond. Try to collect near some aquatic vegetation where there's a high chance of finding some little animals, okay? For next week's lab, we're going to take a good look at those animals. So our first plan, get out somewhere where there's water nearby. Hopefully you've got a small creek or a storm pond, or maybe you're going to a lake in the next week, or you're visiting the river. But try and find a spot where there's some water, where you can get out, where there's some animals, and get a small scoop of it. We don't need all kinds of things, but just a couple things for each of us that we can get a good look at and hopefully learn a little bit about. So I'm going to collect with you today, or collect for those of you who don't have a good location. And here's my spot. I'm currently in Waterloo, near the campus. So if you look that way, there's construction going on, and there's city. There's some town over there, and then there's some more city over there. So I'm basically surrounded all around by developed land with a little bit of soon-to-be developed land. The roads are already here in place. The storm pond is here already in place. And there's all kinds of aquatic vegetation that started growing here. I haven't seen any fish, but I've seen lots of frogs. And if there's frogs, there's probably tadpoles. If there's tadpoles, there's probably aquatic bugs. So I'm going to take a couple scoops from here and see what kind of things we can find. So one thing I'm going to do before I ever collect anything, or before I bring stuff back from lab, this is a new addition to my repertoire. Thanks to Camp Mamiaki in the last few years, is that I pay a little bit of respects and ask some thanks. So I'm going to leave my Sama here and think a little bit about what I'd like to find and what I'm going to see. And I'll sit underneath this willow here before I go out and collect anything, and just, yeah, hopefully I find some water bugs today and I can show you something really cool. That'd be fun. I see the dragonflies out there flying over the water, patrolling, hunting for insects, hunting for partners. And I see frogs along the shoreline here. I feel like this would be a good spot. There's some movement in there. Now I'm going to use my second cup to take some scoops and continue adding to this one until I can get, I don't know, several cool looking things, I think. I see a bunch of tadpoles and some big tadpoles. I'm going to try to avoid them today. I don't want to bring any tadpoles back to the lab with me today. I'm just going to try and collect insects and crustaceans. But this looks like a cool spot to scoop some from, so. Let's see what we get here. I took a scoop and some small critters down there at the bottom. Bring this one back too. Okay, here I am just a couple minutes later. I've got my sample here. Found a snail. I don't know if you can see many things, but there's little guys in there zipping around, moving around. And I'm gonna bring this home. Alright everybody. It's about 10 minutes later and I've made my way back to campus. And now we've got a collection of animals in our 1 liter deli container. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on from this distance, but when you get up close I can really see a lot of movement. There's a lot of very small things. But we've also included one of these in the kit. And this field loop should help you with kind of getting a closer look at what's going on in there. Okay, so using this field loop, you can get a little bit of a better look at some of the small animals in there, and really get a peek at what's going on with their legs and their arms and their heads, and do they have antennae? Do they have a shell? Those are all good questions to ask. Sometimes the things that are in here are moving around real fast, and it's hard to get a good look at them. In those situations, I've got you these guys and these guys. These will be tools for observation. Now, in order to get these water animals into these places to get a good look at them, you can use the forceps, science tweezers that I sent along in the kit, or we can use that disposable pipette. Okay? So there's one guy that I really want to get a good look at in here specifically today, and I want to get a good look at him and share him with everybody because it's a very interesting animal. I know he's in there because I saw him earlier. So I'm just gently moving things around to try to track him down. Right there at the surface. Okay, so now I've transferred him into my pipette, and I'm going to put him into, I'm going to put him into this container here, hopefully. Now remember that these are aquatic animals, so they generally want to stay in the water. So I'll give it a little bit more water to kind of move around. And then you can get it up close, get a little bit better look at what's going on.